welcome to On the Kerbs. I'm your host, Timo Albers Daily. Joining me this week is racing driver Reshad de Gerus. He recently announced some big plans for the 2022 season, and we talked about what these plans are, how he got into motorsport to begin with, his time in Formula 3, and much more. So without any more further ado, let's get straight into it, and I hope you enjoy our conversation. Hi Reshad, thanks for being here today. First of all, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thank you. So you've got some exciting news for this year, but before we get into that, I want to go back slightly, just because I do this with everyone. What first got you into motorsport?
Oh yeah, so I started motorsport like when I was 5 years old in karting because my father did some rally car in Réunion Island, and so yeah, I grew up in the motorsport, and after that I started karting in Réunion Island, and I really love it, and I'm here today.
I was going to say definitely addicted from a young age, and then all the way up now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So then you've just in the last couple of days announced your 2022 plans. For those who don't know what they are, tell us all about it and how you're feeling about it all.
Yeah, it's a big change for me, a big opportunity in my career to drive in LMP2 this year in the European Le Mans Championship with Duquesne. So I'm very happy with that news, and I'm very looking forward to start the season. I was in F3 last year, and now I will completely change my everything, because it's some endurance races. You have to share the car with with two other drivers. You have to find some compromise with everything. First of all, you have to find a compromise between the position in the car, because if you have a big driver, it's a bit complicated for.
I was going to say you're used to having teammates in a team, but not having to share the car with them.
Yeah. So yeah, very exciting news, and I'm very happy with that. And I hope I can have a good season.
I was going to say, I feel like I might know the answer to this, but I'll ask it just in case. From the race calendar, which one are you most looking forward to taking part in?
So just in the European Le Mans series, I think for me it's Imola, because I really love this track, and yeah, not Le Castellet, not in French.
I was going to say, I was thinking maybe that, but so it's all good.
Yeah, but no. I prefer Imola.
And so it's because I think F3 are going there this year, so it'd be a shame if you missed out by not being there. So you've managed to get that back in your own way there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then, obviously, you're saying it's a big change from what you were doing last year. What do you think is going to be the biggest challenge for you to get used to for this year?
I think there is a lot of things to learn that I have to learn, especially about tire management and fuel management. I mean, this is a big difference that I have compared to last year, because next week you just have to look at the tires, and after you just race for a small period, and now I can have some to drive for 2 stints or 3 stints maybe. So yeah, you have to be concentrated every lap during a long period, and to always think about the tire management, the fuel, the pit stop too, because I will have some pit stop now. The driving change, so it will be very interesting for me to discover.
So you're used to having to, if you want towards the end of a race or towards which you can't maybe do on the end of a stint now as much, where you think, oh, I'll just put the foot down a bit and I'll really go for it for this bit. Where now, as you've got to really think about it, it's like, oh, am I actually allowed to do that with what the other team people are doing as well? But it's all about just adapting and getting used to that again.
Yeah, absolutely. It will be very different. I think. I mean, if you are, I don't know. I never did a race because I will see it this year, but I think it can be very frustrating if there is some guys in other strategy, and maybe if you are with a lot of fuel and you have used tires, and the guy behind you have some new tires and low fuel, he can just go faster than you, like 3 seconds. So maybe
Try not
sometimes
to let
it can
that get
be
in your head too much as well,
frustrating, yeah.
with different strategies.
Yeah. I mean, you really have to keep your head down and just keep focused on your driving and your strategy.
I was going to say as well, you coming into this brand new, at least then you've got two other drivers with you. You can learn a lot from them as well, and you can just really just be like a sponge and just soak up all the knowledge and everything, and in a way that you never know what might be useful from what you already know. It's not like your whole motorsport career up to now won't be useful for you, but it's kind of there's kind of clean slate, and you can just really jump in, and you don't have to worry about remembering things from before. You can just really go for it in a way, and that must be quite exciting for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, this year I will share the car with two very experienced drivers. One who already win Le Mans one time, and the other guys who already win the LMS championship two times. So yeah, you really have to think about that you have your teammates who will jump in the car after you. So you have to take care of everything, the tires, the car, and
Definite. And then you were in Formula 3 last year, like you were saying. Tell us a bit about what that whole experience was like.
Yeah, so that was actually have some good and bad memory in F3. I mean, everything went quite well. It was a season for me who my goal was to learn after I have to stop the season in the middle of the season because it went very bad in the team. So that was a shame because I took a lot of pleasure to drive and to improve my skill. But yeah, it is what it is. After that, I drove in Euro Formula for the last 2 rounds, and it went very well. So I learned a lot, but I mean, this year I'm not anymore in F3 because it's too expensive and there's too much. Issue like it's a business, you know. It's a motorsport, it's a business, and you have to be on the right team to be on the front, and for that you have to have a lot of money. And
I was having a chat the other day about Formula 3 and saying that for people trying to get into Formula 3 or even if you've been there for a season already, it's still tricky to stay there for a whole year sometimes, and it can be really cutthroat. So it was great that you were able to get into the Euro Formula for a bit last year as well, and then secure the drive in WEC this year, which may not have been on your original plan, but again, it's something new and exciting that you can get to do now. So it was a shame we couldn't get to see for the whole of the season. So now at this time we can be like, right, we can get all the flags back out and be very supportive. So then, what has been your most enjoyable racing memory so far?
That's a good question. I think maybe I would say it's Spa-Francorchamps in F4. When I had a very bad weekend with a lot of issue in the car and in the last races, because we had 3 races, I think. And in the last races, I started 5. And the car was well for the first time during the weekend, and after the middle of the first lap I was already first, and I fighting for the win until the last corner, because with the tow we were just 2 to fight for the win, and at the last corner in a Spa, in the last chicane, I just overtake the first guy and I win the race on the line. So that was I think my best memory so far.
That must be very satisfying right on the last corner.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll say then, so Formula 3, Formula Regional, I was saying, WEC this year. What other racing categories would you like to race in the future?
I think, I mean, I just go in endurance car, endurance race. So LMDH can be the best opportunity that I can have after I really. It's my dream to drive an F1 car, so I hope one time I can get it, but we'll see. So yeah, I mean F1 or
So
LMDH.
you're still pretty young, so you've got plenty of time to get into there, I think.
Yeah. You don't know what can happen in the future. I mean, this year I changed my mind and I go to endurance car because it's less expensive than the F3, and maybe if I can have more budget, I can go in F3 next year or in F2.
Go win the championship this year, use that prize money, and then.
Yeah, that's the target.
So then, just a few little fun questions to finish off. Not too much to do with motorsport. Are you pretty much a local celebrity back home on Reunion now? Then.
Not for the moment. I mean, there's some guys who recognize me on the street sometimes, but I always walk with I don't know how do you say that, with some glasses and a hat.
Yeah, the classic disguise.
And so everything is fine. But yeah, I mean, it's more about the young people who know me. Because there is more on the social media, and
maybe after this year.
Yeah, maybe we'll see.
And then completely different and random again. If you had to grow an extra limb, so say an arm or a leg, what would you choose and why?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I mean, I would say another arm, because you can do something more. You can do three things at the same time, I think.
So trying to think how that would help you in the car.
A third arm, yeah. Yeah.
Well, and then final question: would you rather live in the world of Harry Potter or Star Wars universe?
I mean, Harry Potter, yeah.
You know which house you'd be in?
I think best option for me.
Yeah, perfect. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you today. I want to wish you the best of luck for the 2022 WEC season and hope to see you up there. And it's not too long before the season starts now, so it's going to get back into it very soon. So thank you for being here today.
Yeah, thanks to you. It was a pleasure for me too.
Thanks again to Reshad for coming onto the Kerbs with me, and I wish him the best of luck for the 2022 WEC season and beyond. Join me again soon when I'll be chatting to another famous face from the world of motorsport. And in the meantime, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and check out the other videos on the Kerbs YouTube channel. And listen to me talk about Formula 1, amongst other things, over on the Undercut podcast. Away from YouTube, you can follow me over on Instagram at t.albers.daily.onthekerbs and read my various motorsport articles over on Is It Fast and Paddock Sorority. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you again next week for the next episode.